All right, ready to dive into some solar career stuff.
Let's do it.
We're talking specifically, what was it, solar energy technicians.
Yeah, solar energy technicians.
Everyone seems to be curious about solar these days.
It's definitely a hot topic.
Yeah, and for good reason, it seems like.
For sure.
We've got a stack of articles and career guides here, so
Awesome.
we'll try to break it all down.
Sounds good.
So we're talking about the folks who install and maintain all those solar systems.
Right. So,
They're the ones kind of like on the front lines of this whole clean energy revolution.
yeah, you could say that.
But it's not all about saving the planet, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to it than that.
Like, what does it actually look like day to day?
So picture yourself up on a roof.
Okay.
You're installing these sleek solar panels.
Nice.
You're out there in the elements, getting your hands dirty.
Yeah. So it's not just a desk job then.
No, definitely not.
But it's not just about being strong.
Right. No, you need some brain power, too.
What do you mean?
Well, you got to wire those panels, connect them to inverters, integrate everything with the electrical grid.
Oh, so there's some real technical stuff involved.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And those inverters are key, by the way. They convert the DC electricity the panels generate into AC, the kind our houses use.
Right, right. And I bet things don't always go perfectly smoothly, right?
You got it. Things happen. You need to think on your feet, figure out what's wrong.
Troubleshooting.
Exactly.
Bill.
Loose wire, faulty inverter, shaded panel. You're the detective.
So for someone who is prepping for an interview, how should they talk about this job?
I'd highlight that blend of hands-on work and problem solving.
Yeah.
You're not just following instructions, you're using your head.
Okay.
And that's something employers look for.
It's a good point. Shows you can handle whatever comes your way.
Exactly.
So it's not just good for the planet, but good for your career too, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Though we should talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, on the roof.
Oh, here we go. Let's have it. What's the catch?
Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, so to
Mhm.
speak. It can be demanding work.
In what way? In what way?
Well, you're on your feet all day, often working at heights,
Uh-huh.
and you're dealing with whatever Mother Nature throws at you.
Oh, I see. So rain or shine.
Exactly. Sun, rain, wind, you name it.
Not so glamorous then.
Not always, no. And it's not just the weather.
What else?
Well, you're dealing with electrical systems, often on rooftops.
Right.
So safety is like the biggest thing.
Makes sense. You don't want to mess around with that.
No, you really don't. You got to follow those protocols, be really careful.
So it's not for the faint of heart?
You could say that.
Yeah.
But let's say someone's listening and they're up for the challenge.
Okay, I like your attitude.
How do they go from newbie to, solar expert?
What's the path there?
So it usually starts with entry-level positions, right?
Okay.
And you work your way up to, say, a lead technician.
Lead technician. That sounds pretty important.
It is. You're basically running the show at that point.
So how do you get there?
Well, as an entry-level technician, you're kind of like an apprentice.
Learning the ropes.
Exactly. Assisting with installations, getting comfortable with the tools, mastering those safety procedures.
Soaking it all up.
Exactly. And then you move up to junior technician.
What do you do at that level?
That's where you start to do more things independently.
Oh,
You're
okay.
installing panels, handling some routine maintenance, maybe troubleshooting some basic issues.
But still with some guidance?
Yeah, of course, the senior techs are still there to help you out.
So you're not just fetching coffee anymore.
Definitely not.
You're trusted to make some decisions.
Right, and this is where those soft skills come into play.
Soft skills.
Yeah, like communication, teamwork, problem solving.
Right. So it's not just about the technical stuff.
No, you got to be able to work with people too.
Explain things clearly,
Yeah.
listen to concerns.
Exactly, and work collaboratively.
Makes sense.
And as you get better at all that, you move up to senior technician.
Senior technician. So you're basically in charge now.
Pretty much, yeah.
What are you in charge of?
Well, you're developing project plans, managing resources, overseeing inspections.
Making sure everything is up to code.
Exactly. You're responsible for the whole installation process, basically.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but it's also very rewarding.
I can imagine.
And then from there, some people go on to become lead technicians, like I said.
Okay, so what makes a lead technician different?
They're overseeing multiple projects at the same time.
Wow, so they need to be good at multitasking.
Definitely. And they're also developing quality control measures, collaborating with clients and engineers.
So they need to be good at, like, the business side of things, too.
Yeah, they need to have a really well-rounded understanding of the whole industry.
Wow, so it's a pretty demanding career path.
It can be, yeah, but it's also very rewarding.
And it sounds like you need a lot of skills to succeed.
You do, but the good news is that a lot of these skills can be learned.
Oh, okay. So you don't necessarily need to go to college for this.
Well, a high school diploma is usually preferred, but hands-on experience is often more important, especially when you're starting out.
So how do you get that experience? So how do you get that experience?
Well, internships are a great way to start.
Internships, okay.
Yeah, you get to work with experienced technicians, see how things work in the real world.
And I bet those internships look good on a resume.
Definitely. And even before that, you could volunteer for community solar projects.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, even a few hours a week can give you some valuable experience.
And make you feel good about helping the environment.
Exactly. And while you're gaining experience, you can start looking into certifications.
Right, like the NADC EPI certification you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. That's the gold standard for solar technicians.
So it's not always required, but it looks good to have on your resume.
It shows employers you're serious about your career.
Makes sense.
And the solar industry is changing all the time.
With all the new technology and stuff.
Exactly. So you have to keep learning throughout your career.
So how do you stay up to date with everything?
Well, there are industry publications and newsletters you can subscribe to.
Okay, that makes sense.
And online forums and discussion groups can be really helpful too.
Yeah, you can connect with other people in the industry.
Exactly. Share tips, ask questions, learn from each other's experiences.
And attending trade shows and conferences can't hurt either.
Definitely not. It's a great way to network and see the latest technology.
And what about building a portfolio? Is that important for solar energy technicians?
It can be, yeah.
What would you put in a portfolio like that?
Pictures of projects you've worked on, descriptions of your skills and experience.
Kind of like a visual resume.
Exactly. It's a good way to stand out from other applicants.
And having a professional online presence is probably important too.
Definitely. Create a LinkedIn profile or a website.
So employers can find you easily.
Exactly. It's all about putting yourself out there.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about becoming a solar energy technician.
I think so too.
It seems like a really rewarding career path.
It definitely is, especially if you're passionate about clean energy.
And it's only going to become more in demand in the future.
Absolutely. The future is bright for solar energy.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
I agree.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
See you next time.
And remember, the future is powered by renewable energy and by passionate individuals like you.